Good afternoon, students. Once again, welcome back to the course of software testing methodologies. Today in this lecture, let us discuss about predicates, path predicates, and achievable paths. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions, Machala. This is Arvind Egireddy from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So today, let us see what is a predicate, what is path predicate, and how we are going to achieve these paths. So in general, predicate is a function which is logically executed during the decision processing. And the result of this particular function that is going to decide the direction of the flow. So here, selecting a path which does not mean that the path is achievable. So if all decisions are based on the variables whose values are independent of the processing on one another, then all combinations of the decision outcomes are possible. For suppose if we have n binary decisions, then we will be having 2 power n outcomes. And all the paths are achievable, means no. So in general, this is not so we cannot achieve all the paths. So here, when we mean that we are going to take the decisions, it is the point in a program at which the control flow is going to get splitted. So here, every selected path that leads to an associated Boolean expression called the path predicate expression, and which is going to characterize the input values, if at all, if any exist, and that will cause the path to be traversed. So here, coming to the path predicate definition, here the direction taken at a decision that is going to depend on the value of the decision variable, isn't it? So here, for every binary decisions, decision processing ultimately results in the evaluation of the logic, that is a Boolean function, whose outcome is either going to be true or false. So although the functions that are being evaluated at the decision can be numeric or alphanumeric, so when the decision is made, it is based on the logical function's truth value. So here the logical function is being evaluated at the decision, which is called as an predicate. So that is the predicate is a function which is logically executed during the decision processing. So here the result of this function that is going to decide the direction of the flow. For suppose if we consider this example, here the predicates that are associated with the path is what is called as an path predicate. For example, if x is greater than 0. So here x plus y is equal to greater than or equal to 90. And w is either negative or it is equal to 10. Then it is true. So it is a sequence of predicate whose truth values will cause the routine to take a special path. So a predicate associated with a path is what we call it as an path predicate. In a multi-way branching, the path taken through the multi-way branches, such as which computed by using gotos, what we are going to use in Fortran language, or case statements, what we use in Pascal, or jump tables, what we use in assembly languages, they cannot be directly expressed in the true or false terms. So though it is possible to describe such alternatives by using multi-way logic, here an convenient way is to express multi-way branches as its equivalence. So if we are going to use if then else statements, for example, if there is a 3-way statements which can be written as in case 1 do A1, else if case 2 do A2, else do A3, and if. So such kind of statements also we can write it in the form of if then else statements. So that is going to simulate the same multi-way branches. So we treat multi-way branches this way, as the analytical convenience in order to talk about the testing. So here we don't replace multi-way branches with the nested ifs just to test them. Now, if we take the inputs, coming to the inputs, so in testing, the word input, which is not just restricted to the direct input such as variables in a subroutine call, but they also include all the data objects that are being represented by the routines whose values are fixed prior to the entering it. So for example, if an input is a calling sequence or an object in the data structure or a values that are left in a register. So here, although the inputs may be numeric or they can be set members, booleans, integer, strings, or any virtually any combination of object types. So we can talk about data as if they are some sort of numbers. Now, how we are going to represent these predicate expressions, predicate interpretation. So here, predicate interpretation that refers to the process of expressing the predicate in terms of a given input vector by performing various symbolic representations or symbolic replacements of an operation. For example, if x1 and x2 we are considering as inputs, then the predicates might be x1 plus x2, which is greater than or equal to 7, which gives the values of x1 and x2. So based on the values of the x1 and x2, the direction taken through the decision is based. So here the decision is based on the predicate, which is determined at the input time and does not depend on the processing time. So another example, what we can assume is, suppose if we assume a predicate x1 plus y greater than or equal to 0. So that along a prayer to reaching this predicate, we have assigned the value of the statement y is equal to x2 plus 7. So although our predicate, which is depending on the processing, we can substitute the symbolic expressions for y to obtain the equivalent predicate, that is x1 plus x2 plus 7 greater than or equal to 0. And this process, which is known as a predicate interpretation. So sometimes the interpreters or interpretations they may depend on the path. For example, if we consider this this particular example, what we can see on the screen, the predicate interpretation of H that is going to depend on the path we took through the first multi-way branch. So here it yields for these cases, that is respectively y plus 7 greater than 0, y minus 7 greater than 0, or y greater than 0. So here the path predicates are the specific form of the predicates of the decisions along the selected path after the interpretations. Now coming to the independence and correlation of variables and predicate, let us see what is process dependency. Here the path predicates taken on true values, true or false, based on the values of the input variable, either directly or indirectly, that is based on the interpretation, which is of course not required, or interpretations where it is required. So if the variable values, they are not or they does not change as a result of processing, that variable is independent of the processing. So if the variable values, if they does not change as the result of the processing, then we call those variables as independent of the processing. And conversely, if the variable values can change as a result of processing the variables, we call them as process dependent. So similarly, a predicate whose truth value can change as the result of the processing is said to be process dependent, and one whose truth values does not change as a result of the processing is process independent. So here process dependence of a predicate does not always follow from dependence of the input variables on which that predicate is based. So for example, the input variables are x and y, and the predicate is x plus y is equal to 10. Then the process increments x and decrements y. Although the numeric values of x and y are process dependent. So here the predicate x plus y is equal to 10 is the process independent. So coming to the correlation, so variables, whether they are process dependent or independent, may be correlated to one another. So here two variables are correlated if every combination of their values cannot be independently specified. So variables whose values can be specified independently without any restrictions, they are uncorrelated. So here a pair of predicates whose outcomes they depend on one or more variables in common, which are called as correlated predicates, and every path through a routine which is achievable only if all the predicates in that routine are uncorrelated. So here by analog, we can say that a pair of predicates whose outcomes that are going to dependent on one or more variables in common are said to be correlated predicates. So if a routine has a loop, then at least one decision predicate must process dependent. So it has to be process dependent. Otherwise, there is an input value which the routine loops indefinitely. Now, what is path predicate expression? So here, path predicate expressions are the collection of expressions that must be fulfilled in order to achieve the desired path. And this collection of expressions is satisfied based on the input values that are being provided. And these input values, they must meet all the expressions. If all the expressions are met, then the path is chosen, else the path is rejected. So this is shown by means of a small example. If x greater than 0 or x less than 0, then x1 plus 3x2 plus 17 greater than or equal to 0, x3 is equal to 17, x4 minus x1 greater than or equal to 14x2. So here a set of input values that satisfy all the conditions of the path predicate expression will force the routine to the path. So sometimes a path predicate can have an or in it. So if we take this one, so here x5 greater than 0, a at B label it is x1 plus 3x2 plus 17 greater than or equal to 0. At label C it is x3 is equal to 17. At label D it is x4 minus x1 greater than or equal to 14x2. And label E x6 less than 0. At label at F x1 plus 3x2 plus 17 greater than or equal to 0. At label G it is x3 is equal to 17, and H it is x4 minus x1 greater than or equal to 14x2. So here covering into the predicate expression form, Boolean algebraic notations can be denoted by an Boolean expression. That is A plus B plus C, A B C D plus E B C D is equal to A plus E into B C D. So here what we are doing, we are taking common this B C D. So it is A plus B into B C D. So if we take an alternative path for this particular expression D, then all the conditions that appear to be correct as per the values, so the path can be chosen. Okay, now let us see what is a predicate coverage. So here most programming languages, they permit compound predicates at decisions. That is a predicate of the form A or B or A and B, and more complicated Boolean expressions. So here the branch taken at such decisions which is being determined by the truth value of the entire Boolean expression. So here simply the compound predicate is the combination of two predicates. So even if a given decision predicate is not compound, it may become compound after interpretation, because interpretations may require us to carry forward as a compound term. So here, predicate coverage. What is predicate coverage? Predicate coverage is nothing but it is the process of testing all the truth values that are related to a specific path in all possible ways. So if all the values are tested in all possible directions, then we can say that 100% predicate coverage is achieved, which needs a lot of effort. So here, predicate coverage, which is slightly comparable to path coverage and is much powerful than the branch coverage. So if we are using compound predicates, then the predicate coverage that involves testing of both the predicates in any order. Okay, so here coming to test blindness. So here the problem is blindness, which is a situation and which results in the correct path via wrong route unintentionally. So here the situation which results in the correct path via wrong route unintentionally, that is the blindness. So here testing blindness is a pathological situation in which the desired path is achieved for the wrong reason. So it can occur because of the interaction of two or more statements that make the bug predict. So here, despite its bug, because of an unfortunate selection of input values, and that does not reveal the situation. So there are three kinds of predicate blindness: assignment blindness, equality blindness, and self blindness. So what is assignment blindness? So here, assignment blindness that comes into consideration when both the predicates, irrespective of their correctness, are satisfied by a value that is assigned to the assignment statement. So here, assignment blindness may lead to the wrong path selection. So here, if you can see, in the test case, y is equal to 1, the desired path is taken in either case, but there is still a bug. So here, some other path that leads the same predicate could have a different assignment values for the x. So the wrong path would be taken because of the error in the predicate. The second one is equality blindness. So here, equality blindness that occurs when the path that is being selected by a prior predicate results in a value that works both for the correct and buggy predicate. So if you see here the table, the first predicate, if y is equal to 2, the first predicate, if y is equal to 2, forces the result of the path, so that for any possible value of x, the path taken at the second predicate will be same for the correct and buggy versions. Now coming to the self-blinding, the third type. So here, self-blinding occurs when the buggy predicate is a multiple of the correct predicate and as a result of indistinguishable along the path. So here, the assignment x is equal to a, which makes the predicate multiples of each other. For example, here x a minus 1 greater than 0. Here it is x plus a minus 2 greater than 0, which will become 2a minus 2 greater than 0. So the direction taken here is the same from the correct and buggy version. So I hope you understood the concepts related to predicates, path predicates, and achievable paths. In our next video, let us discuss about what is path sensitization, and after that we will go for path instrumentation. So that's all for now. I hope you understood my lesson. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.